We are closing in on the end of the WWE season, and that means Survivor Series, a 2-block round-robin competition. A block here, AJ Styles, Big E, Drew McIntyre, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, The Rock, and William Regal. That is who we're going to go to first from St. Louis, Missouri. It is A block competition. The first round, Shelton Benjamin coming in, big underdog against one of the guys that has come in from outside of the WWE main roster. William Regal, of course, from NXT. Very much a mat-based wrestler. As you can see here, trying to keep Shelton on the mat, trying to put his body in crooked and uncomfortable positions in order to secure victory. But Shelton, a very experienced grappler himself, a Regalplex, a pump handle slam from the other way from Shelton Benjamin. But here we go. There's too much going on there. Shelton Benjamin cannot escape. And William Regal picks up the first points of this year's Survivor Series, taking out Shelton Benjamin. Moving straight along. Big E representing the USA against the UK's Drew McIntyre. I've said it many times, but here's two of the most talented up-and-coming wrestlers in the WWE. Big E, aggressive early on. Drew McIntyre coming back with just as much fire, even on the outside of the ring. So a very physical battle. You see there the counter. Big E with a splash. It's a back and forth encounter. Drew McIntyre here with the double underhooks. The DDT. Possibly a finish, but no. Big E going for his finish. The big ending. And it could be it for Drew McIntyre. A bit of an upset? No. Kicks out of the big ending. So another big slam. And look at this. Big E going up to the top rope and landing a humongous splash that Drew McIntyre didn't see coming. And Big E picking up the points in his first Survivor Series match. The first time he's participated in this competition. HBK has participated in a few, so has Razor Ramon. Not against each other though, these two don't fight often, they're friends, they're clique stablemates, and as a result they know each other pretty well. There was a lot of counters, back and forth, knowing what each other was going to do. An example of it there, Razor just bouncing back to avoid that one. Shawn Michaels spinning over the shoulder of Razor, then quickly nipping into his presence with an elbow and a kick, but instead of going for the pin, he decides to show off, and that was his downfall. Razor Ramon having the time to recover and kick out. Things get a little nastier. Punches to the head. Oh, but the switchblade elbow from Razor Ramon knocking Shawn Michaels down. The Razor's Edge, powerbomb to follow, and that lands perfectly. Razor follows up with a pin, and it ends with a fall. Razor Ramon picking up his first points of this year's Survivor Series. And happy about it. No worries that it's over his friend. Here's our main event of the evening. The Rock, former 5-time World Heavyweight Champion, taking on the current World Light Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. What a treat this is. Not often do you see the weight classes going against each other, particularly at the top in singles action. You see here the unbelievable agility and striking acumen of AJ Styles. The Rock comes back, obviously, with much more power behind his blows. Spits in his hand. Knocks AJ down. Phenomenal forearm connects, though. One thing about these moves, when it's from a smaller wrestler, they don't quite have the impact against the heavyweights, especially such a large heavyweight in The Rock. But this could have the impact it needs. A sneaky little attempt at a pin. The Rock manages to get out of it. Of course, size is only one thing. Look at this from AJ Styles. Such unbelievable skill. The Rock with plenty to say back at his opponent, but certainly not a foregone conclusion just because of a bit of a weight discrepancy. And having said that, The Rock lining up AJ Styles, hits the rock bottom, after the People's Elbow, and that is the end of the match. The Rock picking up the points over the light heavyweight champion. And that brings us to the end of an exciting opening and first round to the A block of Survivor Series. So let's move across. Or actually, first we'll have a look at the table. I mean, not much to look at there. It's 2 points to every winner, 0 points to the loser. If there happens to be a time limit draw, they would both get 1 point, but that hasn't come across yet. So B block: Cesaro, Dexter Loomis, Diesel, John Cena, Keith Lee, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and from the NWA, the Ultimate Warrior. Not only from the NWA, but bringing with him an NWA championship. We'll get to that soon enough. This came to us from Springfield, Illinois, as WWE makes their way northeast with this tournament. Keith Lee against Dexter Loomis. Keith has been a part of the roster for a while now, not often having a whole lot of success, but certainly a fan favorite. You see here why. The pounce, knocking Dexter Loomis across the ring spectacularly. Dexter Loomis not a fan favorite at all, but has been putting together some wins, and you can see here why. The technique and strength to be able to lift Keith Lee up, a very big man. And then this finish of Dexter Loomis as he locks this in, and if you don't escape, your night is over. You see there, Keith Lee's not moving. He's been choked out, unconscious, and Dexter Loomis picks up points in his first Survivor Series outing. Now this is the man I referred to before, the American hero, the Ultimate Warrior. He is the NWA National Champion, and a bit of a risk, I suppose, him coming over to the WWE for the Survivor Series tournament with that championship. He may well leave with a few new challenges, but you see here him scrambling away from Diesel and showing his technique. We've seen him demonstrated in the NWA. This is a unique opportunity to see it demonstrated in the WWE, arguably the top talent in the world in the WWE. He has a proper go as Diesel, many a different suplex, certainly has him on a technical level outmatched, but Diesel being the bigger man and a tough son of a gun, hard to go down, although there is the Olympic slam there, although you saw Diesel get the rope on the way down and that was able to buy him some time. He hits a choke slam, and following that comes the jackknife powerbomb, and then that'll end anyone's night. Referee down to make the count, and Warrior cannot kick out of that one. Diesel picks up the win, and I suppose if he wanted to, could probably go over to the NWA and challenge for that title, but something tells me that's not in his plans. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, a couple of guys that have joined the light heavyweight rankings, and spectacular talents from overseas. Cesaro we've seen less of, but he's strung together some wins in order to earn himself a place in the tournament, and you can see here some pretty different offense, where he's able to spin Nakamura around. Nothing different about that big old shin to the head from Shinsuke Nakamura, but Cesaro perseveres, comes back with his European uppercuts, of course from Switzerland, has been making his way around Europe, a former WWE European champion, in fact, but hasn't wrestled for the WWE proper until now. And look at him stringing together moves here. He's quite a talent, not just strength, but quickness as well. Not enough to keep Nakamura down for now. Nakamura goes for his reverse suplex, only to be countered, and Cesaro strings together these deadlift, gut-wrench suplexes, really taking it to Nakamura. There's a heavy suplexes. And then this, the facebuster rolls Nakamura over, and after an excellent match, picks up the victory. A really impressive one. Nakamura was, wouldn't say a favorite, but a bit of a dark horse going into this one, and this tournament, I should say. And Cesaro with a really big win. But here's our main event. John Cena, the current WWE United States champion, interim, depending on who you ask, against former World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton. And this was a worthy main event, even after that co-main event. Randy Orton getting started early with a punt after a very nice suplex, but John Cena, I guess he had the mouth guard in. Oh, but Orton hits the RKO, and Cena's night could be over early, but perhaps Orton went for it too early. Cena takes a powder, is a bit frustrated on the outside, but manages to fight his way back into this one with his usual showmanship. The 5-knuckle shuffle. And it connects. And Cena gets a little drastic. Takes the fight up top. Up to the top turnbuckle and down into the center of the ring. He goes for the AA here, but Orton counters. That goes for an RKO. John Cena counters. Here he goes again. The AA. He gets him up. Can he complete it? John Cena. He decides to go for it twice to make sure of the pinfall. Has he done so? Yes, he has. Unbelievable. John Cena, the underdog there, but defeating a former World Heavyweight Champion, the youngster, in a huge win, in a huge start to the Survivor Series. What a tournament this has started out as. There's the table, but more to come. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching this one. Until the next one, have a good one.